Well, hello, Be the Now. My name is Nick Shoemaker, and I'm one of the contributors here for BeTheNow.com. And I wanted to take a moment and highlight a organization that's doing tremendous work. It's one of the focuses of BeTheNow.com, and we wanted to take a moment and highlight that. It's Fireside International. And you can check them out. Their website is firesideinternational.org. And I thought it was appropriate to do a video blog to tell you about them because what they do is completely centered around media. I remember talking with Luke Renner, the founder of Fireside International, and they're based in Haiti. If you didn't know, if you haven't heard of them, you can follow them on Twitter at FiresideINT. That's FiresideINT. You've got it here at the bottom of the screen for you. But Luke kind of had this vision of educating people through the use of video. And one of the reasons he did that is he told me a story about how a famous artist was leaving Port-au-Prince, and the night before he left, and this is way before the earthquake, this doesn't have anything to do with that, but a Haitian artist, a gentleman that was well known throughout the country, did a special on a local TV show or on a national TV broadcast, and he left, and he was in the airport getting ready to leave, and the gentleman that was taking care of his paperwork or whatever, obviously a more than average educated person, was able to read, was able to write in Creole as well as English, asked him, he said, well, hello, and looked up at him with a look of recognition and said, hi. And the artist said hello and politely returned the greeting, and he said, well, don't you remember me? The gentleman that was taking care of the paperwork said, don't you remember me? And he said, I'm sorry. He's like, well, you were on TV last night, and I saw you, and you were at my house, and don't you remember me? It was at that moment that when Luke heard that story, he realized that there needed to be more education when it came to not because of stupidity, not because of lack of ability, just frankly because of ignorance. And ignorance is nothing more than without having the knowledge that's there. And so what he's done is, him and his organization, amazing organization, through the work of and through partnerships with major companies. Luke has been in production for years and years and still does side work as part of his support of Fireside International, but doing things from Speed TV to all over. He's run the gamut. He's done a lot of stuff, but his main focus, his passion, is to take a video camera, something like a flip video, a little video camera, no bigger than, for example, an iPhone, and take those into villages and into places in Haiti, and show them what can be done with this, and to be able to educate them. And here's another reason that this is so important now, especially after January 12th, after the earthquake. I asked Luke, I said, what's the situation there? He's been on the ground. He was on the ground in Haiti when the earthquake happened. He doesn't live in Port-au-Prince. He lives outside. But I asked him, I said, hey, so what's the greatest need? And he said, well, we need to be able to educate people because they won't go back into the schools. There's a lot of people that are living in these tent cities that we've heard about and that we've seen on the news. And if you're following anything that's still happening with Haiti, there's still a lot of displaced people. But the thing that we need to realize is that a lot of those people are displaced out of a fear that their building will collapse. And it's a very real fear because of the fact that these buildings aren't stable. The aftershocks continue, some as great as up to 6.0 magnitude or even 4.0 magnitude. I mean, a 1 to 2 magnitude is like a truck going across a bridge. I could be completely mistaken, but from what I understand, that's what it is. But I digress. The point is that Fireside International is saying, listen, people aren't going back into the schools to learn. Children, parents aren't allowing their children to go back into these schools to learn, and so we need to be able to take education to them. We need to be able to take these tools to them, and one of the greatest ways to do that is to be able to take a mobile projection unit, which is nothing more than a screen and a projector, maybe it's with a laptop computer nowadays, and use that as part of video teaching, and to be able to educate people, to take lessons and do them in a video format, and then be able to take those around to these villages and to these schools where students aren't going in the buildings, to where they can actually learn and educate. Because as you know, if you're familiar with any type of third world poverty, especially third world poverty, and I'm going to get off a little bit, third world poverty is different than Western culture poverty. Third world poverty has to do with education. It has to do with people that are they're in a habitual cycle, or a perpetual cycle, I should say, of not being able to get beyond. And one of the reasons for that is that you have generations of people, as in the case in Uganda, that were completely wiped out as far as education. The educated generation is wiped out. Therefore, if the teachers are wiped out, students don't have the opportunity to learn. And I want to wrap this up, but one of the biggest things that you can do is to check out Fireside International. It's firesideinternational.org. There's the Learning Village, there's Hands Across Haiti, and there's, I believe it's Haiti, the Haiti community. I'm going to get it completely wrong, but there's another site on there. Check out their site. They're in the process of building that. If you'd like to donate to them, I will post the link here at the bottom of the screen to go precisely to their donation page, because it's a little buried, and that's one of the things that I'm working with Luke on, or hoping to work with Luke on, is to get them in a better position to do that. We've talked about it, and I've been really busy. So Luke, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, man, but I love what you're doing. So check out Fireside International. Great. And of course, Be the Now. We're a Christ-following, Jesus-following organization here, website, and so we definitely promote those types. We have stories about churches and stories about those types of things. At the same time, we have stories of organizations that are outside of the church, that are parachurch organizations, or that aren't even working with churches. They're NGOs, non-government organizations. And Fireside International is an NGO, just to put that to rest there and to let you know about it. Check them out, firesideinternational.org, and drop them a line if you'd like to donate. I know they would more than appreciate it. Yeah, that's about it. Look forward to speaking and writing here on Be the Now over the next however long we have this, however long God allows us to do this, and we're really excited. We got a lot of really cool stuff coming your way, so I know that Nate and myself are really excited, and any of the other contributors that I have yet to hear of, because it's fairly new. But that's another thing, I'll put a plug in there. If you have a story, please tell us about it. Even if you don't want to write about it, we would love to write about it, or we would love to do a video blog about it, to get the story out there about what is going on, about how people are being the now in today's world, and how they're not the future, they're not the past, they're the now. Thanks.